mountain. I went to the mountain, wandering through the desert with no relief in sight, stumbling in the dark without a beacon in the night, crying and a wailing and a weeping. I'm waiting for an answer. He told me, child, go to the mountain to your resting place. Better days are coming and you'll know my grace. Deliverance and healing will be given. Just draw a little closer. I went to the mountain. I looked at the valley down below. I went to the mountain and I let all my troubles go. And I went to the mountain. This land of milk and honey waiting around the bend. Trial and tribulation gonna come to an end. Can you see the promise and the victory? Let's go. God is still the answer. I went to the mountain. I looked at the valley down below. I went to the mountain and I let all my troubles go. What doesn't kill you, they tell you, will make you stronger. Pain will no longer live here inside of me. 'Cause I'm a child now. I went to the mountain, he told me child. And I looked at the valley down below. I went to the mountain and I let all of my troubles go. Let's go to the mountain. This morning, let's go to the mountain. Oh, let's go to the mountain. I said I went to the mountain. I went to the mountain. Come on with me. We're gonna go again to the mountain. Yeah, I went to the mountain. I went to the mountain. Yes, I did.
Girl, you better not go to the mountain. You got to stay here with us. I love that song. Thank you so much, Rachel. Oh, good morning, everybody. Morning. How are you? Are you good? Yes. Some new faces this morning, some familiar faces. Miss Rosalie, I have to say, is one of our congregants that cruised around the world. And she just got back a couple of weeks ago. She was gone 3 months. And she, on Facebook, sent pictures and graphic, what it was all about, so I was able to live vicariously through her. So glad you're here. Oh. All right. Welcome to Unity, a positive path for spiritual living. Unity on Greenville is getting so busy, and so we have a lot of announcements to make, and I'm so glad that we do. Please join us in the foyer before or after the service. We have coffee. I hope it's made. If it isn't made, you can make it. And also we have on bookshelves, we have some of the classic Unity books. And take one out, sit and read it. If you want to take it home with you, please do. We just ask for love offerings. But the most important thing is if you find a Unity classic that you like, please share it. Share it with others. Well, actually, it doesn't continue. The book study ended today on the 4 agreements. It was so powerful. I was honored to be the guide or the facilitator, and we had just a wonderful, wonderful time. And I just want to thank everyone for 6 weeks in a row. That's a lot. Being here at 9:15, or kind of, sort of. And so we will be finding another book to study. They're voting on that, and I think somebody will lead that. Yes. Book studies to be continued. Ooh, guess what today is? Sunday potluck. If you didn't know that, you know it now, so please feel free, even if you didn't know it, if you didn't bring any food, it doesn't matter. We always have an abundance. And it's a good time for everyone to just talk, get to catch up with one another, and because when we come and go from church, we don't always do that. So please join us upstairs after the service. On our website, we have wonderful affirmations. I don't know if you've visited it, but they're great. We have shorts and then the playlist, not shorts that you wear. Because when I first looked, oh, shorts, what color? How long? Okay. Anyway, so please do tap into that. We have our outdoor pantry. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of a spin on it. Yes, we do need food that we are able to, the canned food, pop top, food that people can readily eat. Doesn't have to have a can opener or anything like that. I go to the dollar store and I'll buy some of these fruits and things, and they're not in there long, so they don't spoil. People are very appreciative to that, and we've been having really a good outpour of bags of food. It's just been great. Now, one thing that I want to start doing is I used to travel a lot, and so I have these little deals of shampoo, toothpaste, all these sundries that I'm going to start bringing because they can use that also. So I'm going to put a couple of those. Feel free to do that. I don't know if some of you travel. Rosalie, you should probably have a few of those from 3 months on a ship. So please think about that, if you would, and bring some either canned food or other foods that, crackers, whatever that looks like for you. It is appreciated. This is a list of our upcoming speakers. What a great list we have. Dr. Little, Reverend Davis, Gretchel. Now, Reverend Karen, June 4th. Snacks and Chats with Reverend Karen. She is coming from, is it South Carolina where she is, or North Carolina? Anybody know? South, okay. She moved there, unfortunately, but she is loving being near her family. And on the 4th, she's coming here to perform a wedding, and then Sunday she's going to do the induction of our new chaplains, which we had training for all weekend. And there are some wonderful, wonderful keepers of the flame and some wonderful chaplains that are going to be coming up. And you as congregants are going to be assigned. We'll get into that another time. But please join us on June 4th with Karen to celebrate her life, because she's having a ball up there. We appreciate your sharing. And in Unity, we believe in opening to receiving of gifts. And we also tithe to other entities, such as the stew pot. And so the tithing is something that we're dependent upon. We don't run on love only. However, there's a lot of love here. So if you are so inclined, these are the different ways to give. Zelle, donate button on our website, mail a check, or if you want to tithe by texting. There are so many ways to do it. So we invite you to open your hearts, whatever you want to give, we appreciate. It doesn't matter. And along those same lines, please join me in saying the offering blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With gratitude, we commit to using our gifts for good. Thank you. The daily word today, this kind of spoke to me. I really enjoyed reading this earlier. The word for today is protection. And the affirmation is, as I practice the presence of God, I feel secure. There is only one power and one present in the universe and in my life. God, omnipotence and omnipresence, is not only around me, God is within me. As I take this truth to my heart, I feel calm and secure. The circumstances of the world have no lasting power over me. God is greater and more enduring than anything I may be called to face. I have within me the power to feel God's protecting presence at any time. As I pray, I affirm the strength and the power of God. They are mine to call upon. I can use these divine powers to move beyond that which may scare or intimidate me. In renewed faith and deep security, I move bravely forward. Our scripture for today is from John 1:4. The one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. So please join me in saying the affirmation. As I practice the presence of God, I feel secure. Thank you. In a minute, we're going to call one of our chaplains who went through the training, Bristol, to come up and lead you in prayer. And we have Judy Flemister, who is keeper of the flame. And she is holding everyone. And by the way, I did not say good morning to everyone virtually. I apologize. I acknowledge your presence. I am humbled. But she is keeping everyone in sacred space as we go through the service. All right. Bristol?
say this. I know when you were playing that music, you were singing about Colorado. Go Colorado! Anybody here from Colorado besides me? Oh, yay! There is one. Okay. All right. All right. No more selfishness. Okay. It's wonderful to be here. It always is. And hello to those of you out in virtual land. Welcome, welcome everyone. And so let's go ahead and just settle down. And take a nice deep breath here. And slow down your breathing. And as we breathe deeply, we open up our mind. And we open up our heart, and we all become a channel for God's expression. Let us bless this day, the activities that we will engage in. Let us remember those that have needs, whether they're health concerns or financial issues or world events, or blessings that you would like to express. In other words, go forth this day, let your Christ light shine, and so it is. Namaste.
Breathe with me. Staying in the energy provided by that beautiful prayer, allowing our bodies to feel completely grounded. Feet on floor, breath in, breath out. Protection. As I practice the presence of God, I feel secure. As I practice the presence of God, I feel secure. As I practice the presence of God, I feel secure. And what is that security? Going deep within, knowing and feeling the eternal presence of God, the eternal presence of Spirit. With every breath, as we inhale from the top of our head through the tip of our toes, it is that eternal presence of Spirit that is known as love. And with the next breath, we allow the experience of the unconditional love of Spirit to follow the breath from the tip of the head to the tip of the toes. Protection.
living each day in that eternal love, in that unconditional love. And with every breath, remembering. With the next breath, allow the breath to be the unlimited love of spirit, filling you up, pushing anything that is not love out and away. Protection. The eternal love of spirit is connection. The unconditional love of spirit is protection. The unlimited love of spirit is protection. And with one more breath, we allow that breath to fill our bodies, knowing it is the unfailing love of spirit, filling every inch of our bodies, connecting us with our soul. Protection. Protection. As I practice the eternal, unconditional, unlimited, and unfailing love of spirit, I feel secure. Breathing that in, we stay in that place of unfailing love. Let us go there now.
If you know how to give your children gifts, every good thing that there is, how much more will your heavenly Father love us with an everlasting love? And the height and the breadth, can we ever comprehend, ever comprehend? We're safe in His hands with a love that never ends. It's a love that never ends. Unfailing love. Unfailing love. Consider all the lilies in the fields, how they are clothed by divine. The birds in the sky are given wings to fly. We are love, so is love on this journey we climb. And the height and the breadth, can we ever comprehend, ever comprehend? We're safe in His hands with a love that never ends. It's a love that never ends. Unfailing love, unfailing love, unfailing. we can never comprehend. That we're safe in his hands with a love that never ends. It's a love that never ends. Unfailing, 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 unfailing love, unfailing love.
Beautiful. Shall we give her a hand, please? Rachel, you constantly surprise me with all your talent. Did you write that one? She's also author of music. Yes. Yes. So, and thank you, Dr. Tracy, for that wonderful meditation, and Bristol for your prayer. And by the way, Bristol will be, after the service, in back of the sanctuary. If you would like some private prayer, she would be delighted to pray with you. Yeah, even if you're not from Colorado. Now, I would like to introduce Dr. Tracy Brown. And it shows here RScP. What does that stand for?
Religious Science Practitioner.
Thank you. Oh, I like that. All right. She is guided by spirit. She has been groomed to serve. She is glazed in the fire of business. She's generous with her time and talents. That's obvious with being here today. And she has grown through prayer. This is Tracy Brown, Dr. Tracy Brown. Tracy Brown is an active leader and popular speaker throughout the New Thought movement. She's the author of the book Stained Glass Spirit, Becoming a Spiritual Community Where Oneness Does Not Require Sameness. That's powerful. Which is specifically focused on creating a foundation for inclusion in spiritual community. She has practiced and taught New Thought spiritually for more than 35 years. You must have been but a child when you started. Beginning at Unity Dallas in 1986. Tracy is a licensed practitioner, currently affiliated with Centers for Spiritual Living, where she has received both the Ernest Holmes Award and an honorary doctorate. There are two fun facts about Dr. Tracy that I'm going to share with you. She is the moderator for a Facebook group. She has been a moderator for a Facebook group with more than 7,000 members focused on ending racism. Thank you. And number two, anyone who knows her well would also know that she is a serious roller skater. And she's going to show you one of her what? Boo-boos from roller skating. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Tracy Brown.
Hey, everybody. I don't know if it's a boo-boo or if it's a badge of honor. But yeah, a few days ago at the beginning of last week, I had surgery on my finger. And yes, the injury occurred roller skating, but because I was being a good Samaritan, I was taking our principles into the world. There was a woman, very tall, very wide, and she was about to fall. And I couldn't let her fall, could I? No! So I grabbed her, and I held her up, and we moved. And about 10 minutes later, I noticed my finger was bent over, and I thought, it's broken. I broke my finger. How did I do that? But it can't be broken. It doesn't hurt. It's just malformed, deformed. So long story short, there is such a thing as mallet finger, and it means that the tendon has been sprained or possibly torn, and that tendon is what controls the tip of any of your fingers bending or not bending. And mine didn't heal properly, so now we had surgery. So that answers all your questions about why is Tracy wearing that big, huge bandage on her hand. And it kind of does fit in with both the daily word theme today of protection and my talk theme today, which is hitch your wagon to a star. If you could hitch your wagon to anything, hitch it to a star. Don't hitch it to the ground. Don't hitch it to your friends. Hitch it to this protection that is beyond anything that any one of us as an individual human can control. Hitch it to a star, hitch it to the magic, and what I want to do today is give you 4 tips for doing that. We talk a lot about manifesting in our movement, in the New Thought movement. We talk a lot about creating the life we most want to live. We talk a lot about change your thinking, change your life, but we don't always talk about how to do that. And today I really wanted to share with you some things to keep in mind. Because when you keep these in mind and then when you put them into action, you will find that you are completely and totally protected, that you will have the peace of God as your life, as your source, as your way of being in the world. And then to everyone else, and sometimes even to yourself, it feels like you have hitched your wagon to the brightest star possible because you are having the brightest experience possible. Now, that's what I planned to talk about, but I don't want to bore you or give you anything that you're not particularly interested in. So is that somewhere you might want to go? Only me and Rachel. All right, so Rachel, let's have a conversation, right? And I know there are a few of you online who also said yes, and you put it in the chat, and we see those comments coming in yes, let's go there. So it's okay if you get up and walk out. My feelings won't be hurt. But I need this talk whether you do or not. So let me tell you a story. March 13th, 2020. Just by saying that date, some of you have your own memories that come up immediately. March 13, 2020, the United States federal government announced that the country is in a state of emergency because of COVID-19. Yeah. That was Friday the 13th, which I always think is so interesting. On Monday, March 15th, many businesses closed down or very much curtailed their business. School districts closed. No one knew what it meant to shelter at home or shelter in place. We were all on a journey, a new journey together. Do you remember? Yeah. That week between Monday, March 15th and that Friday, I got text messages and phone calls. And within 5 days, every source, human source of income that was scheduled to come in March, April, May, and June was gone. Now, normally for me, that would be a cause of concern, but not panic. But in March 2020, it created a sense of panic for me because for the previous 6 months, I had been living pretty much off of my savings because I had committed to complete some things in my volunteer work that really required my full-time focus. So my reserves were very slim. Now, I feel really blessed that I had any reserves at all, because I know people I know very well who had 0 reserves, but I felt really threatened. And all of my 35 plus years of being grounded in New Thought philosophy, being a teacher and a speaker and a role model, yeah, not so much. Except for this, one of the things that we always teach is that we are spiritual beings. We are here to have the human experience. And when we have the human experience, we use our spiritual practices and principles to navigate that experience. So we do not teach that what we know spiritually is the escape hatch. That's not what we teach. Oh, if you pray properly, you will never have anything happen that is uncomfortable. Oh, see, your eyes were open during Tracy's meditation. You know something bad's gonna happen to you because your eyes should have been closed. Or you didn't read the daily word every day last month? You're not a good unitic, right? So no, I don't know. We don't teach that. We don't teach that if you read the daily word, then everything is gonna always go perfectly in your life. We don't teach that there is one specific word you're supposed to use or a way to pray that will eliminate anything in the human experience that is challenging. That is not what we teach. What we teach is that when you know and use these principles and integrate them into the way that you live, you will have a better life. You will be able to influence the life you have, and when there is divorce, disaster, disease, any tragedy, any fear, any challenge, you will be able to navigate it better, faster, and return to center. So, from March 15th, 2020, I had about 90 days where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, this is crazy. This is horrible. And I share this story not because I'm proud of how I felt, in especially those first 90 days. I share the story because I, just like each one of you, have times in my life where I have to remember what Rachel sang about. There is an unfailing love that is always available to guide me, to gift me, to walk with me through my human experience. So what is your March 15th, 2020 experience? Not meaning March 15, the date, but when have you had an experience where you felt completely rocked off of your center? where everything that you had done seemed to be crumbling and falling apart and being washed down the river like a leaf. And you didn't have an answer because it seemed like all the answers were out of your control. I couldn't make COVID-19 go away. I couldn't force my clients to pay me when they weren't having me come in to do training or to write a report or to interview people. I couldn't make anything happen that I could think of at first. When have you been in that situation? Divorce, disaster, disease, family relationships not working, working in a job you hate, neighbors from hell who you can't control and don't seem to be able to influence. Or it could be as simple as, I wake up and I just don't feel good, day after day. What is yours? Put that in mind. Because what I want to share with you are 4 action steps. These 4 action steps were shared many, many, many decades ago by a man named Dr. Fernley Banbury. And Donald Curtis actually shares them in more than one, but mainly in a specific book that he wrote. Dr. Banbury was someone who was also involved in New Thought, and he showed up at a meeting one day where there were a lot of men, and they were sharing with each other and encouraging each other, and they were talking about kind of what we're talking about today. What do you do when the world is not behaving the way you want it to? And you have to navigate it. And Dr. Banbury shared these 4 steps. First, get clearly in mind what it is you want to have. Number 2, and I'm going to go back and talk about each one of these briefly. Number 2, develop a strong conviction. Number 3, do everything you can. And number 4, forget it and let it happen. So number 1, get clearly in mind. So for us in New Thought, what we know that really is thought. Like, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about what you want or what you don't want? So for me, my first step was being really clear that, yes, this is going on. I can't deny this, and it's scary. But what I want is a regular flow of income that supports my lifestyle, so that I can pay all my bills, replenish my savings, and be able to relax around finances and around money. And so, you know, like, you can word it any way, but isn't it interesting, even when I got clear that's what I wanted, I would catch myself at least once every couple of hours going, oh my goodness, but what if I don't get any work for 8 months? Oh my goodness, well, what if I get sick? You know, nobody knows about this COVID-19. What is going on? What is it? No, step number 1, get clearly in mind what you want. Think about what you want, not what you don't want. Is that like basic unity principle? Well, not unity principle number 1, which is all about God, but it's a basic of how we apply our beliefs in our lives. Think about what you want. Design it in mind so that it can occur in time. So thought, being clear about our thoughts. Number 2, develop a strong conviction. Now, he called that the responding step. I think of it as feeling. I'm a little more simple. Choose how you want to feel about what it is you want. So you define your thoughts and then you attach the feeling to it. I had plenty of feeling about the fear. Breathing really shallow. And I wasn't running, just noticing. Take a deep breath, Tracy. Feeling fear. What would it feel like if I felt faith? What are you feeling? What is the feeling you want to have? Dr. Banbury says, first get clear in your mind, then develop a strong conviction. I am guided and guarded by an infinite universe that knows what to do, when to do, how to do it, and why. There is nothing that is stronger than that. There is nothing that is bolder than that. There is nothing that is more powerful than that. And the universe works in me, and the universe works through me, and the universe works for me. That is what I believe. And I believe it so strongly that I know that the money is flowing toward me. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I have conviction that it is true, and that is God. Right? Conviction. Sometimes I hear people pray or they say their affirmations, and it sounds something like this. God is good, and everything that is available in the universe is available to me now. And my life is great. Beautiful words, no conviction. Beautiful words, no conviction. Because it doesn't mean you have to yell, but it means if you want me to believe it, I need to know you got some feeling with it. And again, it doesn't mean yelling. It can be very soft and quiet and be, this is the truth. There is an unfailing love that loves me so much that it has gifts I can never even imagine, and it's coming to me right now. There's feeling. So Banbury says the number 2 thing you have to do is once you think about what you want, you have to have conviction. The feeling must be there. And I just said, I could hear you, but I don't feel the feeling. It really doesn't matter what I feel, or whether I can feel the feeling like I feel the feeling when Rachel is singing, right? What matters is if you're saying the words, do you feel it? Do you feel it from the tip of your toes all the way up through your head so much that your subconscious has to believe it and not the old story that it believes that you are in pain or you are inadequate or you are not enough or this cannot possibly happen because you don't know how to do it. So thought, number 1, can you say thought? Number 2 is feeling. Feeling. Okay, and Banbury's number 3 is then, only then, you do everything you can. And he called that the working step. I call it action. Thought, number 1. What's number 2?
Feeling.
And number 3 is action. So now I may not know, and back in March and April of 2020, I did not know. I did not know how. I just knew the what. But in April, I had to go into action. So what can I do? What can I do? That I don't know how it's going to work out, but what can I do that demonstrates I believe what I'm thinking and I feel strongly about it? And so I still sent emails to past clients and potential clients asking them how they were doing and during this crazy time. And, keep me in mind if there's any way I can support you, right? I offered free webinars online on spiritual topics for people who were struggling with the change. I offered webinars and forums online for free for people in my field of work, because it's like, okay, you've got this time that you're not going to work, but let's do some professional development. And I would say, yeah, if you're so inspired, I'm accepting donations, or pay what you can, or it's a love offering. Because it's something I could do, even though it wouldn't actually solve the bigger picture. But I took a step in the direction based on the resources that were available to me. I also did what I could do. I took action in a way that was very uncomfortable for me. And I know that it would be uncomfortable for some of you. I actually reached out to a few people I know and said, financially, I'm gonna tank like in 60 days if there's not money coming in. And so if you are able to loan me some money, I've never asked you before, but I'm just putting it out there now. That was the most difficult conversation I have ever had. At least in the moment, it felt that way. Voice shaking. But I did it because of number 3 in these. Do everything you can. Do not let your pride, do not let the norms, do not let anything outside of you keep you from taking an action, because in effect, I'm taking that action saying to the universe, I'm doing my part, get yourself together and do your part. Now I know that sounds a little kind of sacrilegious and bossy, but that's really what it is. We're cooperating in this. Here's something I can do. I know you can do 1,000 other things, 1,000 different ways, and I'm counting on you to do your part. I cannot do it alone, but I will do my part. I will take one step forward. I will do the things that are even uncomfortable but are within my power to do. Are you willing to do that? To change the condition? Are you willing to do that? To manifest what you really want? Banbury says that's number 3. And number 4 is then forget it and let it happen. Thought. You can do this with me. Thought. Feeling. Action. Forget it. In other words, surrender. In other words, let go. We cling so much, thinking it's all within our power. If I have aligned my thought and my feeling or conviction, and I'm taking action, I am doing everything I can, and I leave the rest to God, no accident that today's daily word is protection. Do I really believe that there is one source to my perfect life, and that I am protected by that source? I am guided by that source. I am guarded by that source. I am directed by that source. Do I really believe what I say I believe? And if I do, step 4, so that's the wisdom of Dr. Banbury. And when we do these 4 steps, we hitch our wagon to the brightest star. The star that's so bright, we can't even imagine the beauty of our lives. It's 3 years later. Actually, I can say March to April, then May to June to July. 4 months after March 13th and March 15th. I have never had to look back. I've never had to worry about how much money is in my bank account, whether or not I'm going to ever be able again to provide training or consulting or prayer or speaking or whatever services. And I didn't make that happen. I cooperated with the power for good that's in the universe available to all, and we all can use it. And my hope for you is that you, like me, will remember that in the hardest of times and hitch your wagon to the brightest star. Please take a breath with me. The brightest star is my star. The brightest star is my life now. I choose my thoughts. I align my conviction or feeling. I then take the boldest action I can take, and I let it go. I let my star shine, and so it is.
Living on, living on borrowed time. Past is history, future is mystery. Step into awareness, just be here and now. Slow down, don't be in a hurry. Let go of senseless worries. Peacefulness is found. Reach into your soul, hear what it's saying. Stop your head from useless praying. Mysteries abound. Tap into your own reality. Create your life the way you want it to be. You get what you put out, what you put out. Living on borrowed time. Who knows where it ends or begins? Borrowed time. Every moment here is a gift. La 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 la. Doesn't belong to you or I. We got borrowed time. We got one life in our hands. Can't relive it once it ends. We're building a legacy. We choose what path we're gonna follow. No guarantees we got tomorrow. Planting our seeds. Winter turns into spring. Check out ecology. Everything happens for a reason. No one can walk in your shoes. You got a right to choose. Your fruit's gonna ripen with the seasons. Living on borrowed time. Who knows where it ends or begins? Borrowed time. Every moment here is a gift, so la 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 la. Doesn't belong to you. All we got borrowed time. We're living on borrowed time. Living on la 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 borrowed time. We're living on borrowed time. Who knows where it ends or begins? Borrowed time. Every moment here is a gift. La 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 la. Does it belong to you, or all we got? Borrowed time. Borrowed time. Living on borrowed time. Living on borrowed time.
Thank you, Rachel. Beautiful, beautiful. And thank you very much. We really appreciate thought, feeling, action, and release. Just let it go. It will come back. Oh, yes. All right. Where are we? Hello. Unity on Greenville has a mission. And if you would say the mission with me, please. With divine love as our foundation, we live unity, spiritual principles. We awaken to truth. We affirm the innate goodness of all and our oneness with creation. Thank you. We are in the process of finding a new minister. And this is an exciting time. We have a group of congregants from the board and various ways, and we are finding that new minister. They are on their way. And we've created, by the spiritual care team, an affirmation for that. So if you would join me in saying the affirmation. We embrace with love, joy, and harmony a creative and dedicated spiritual leader. They will bring positivity and connection to our community. Wow, that's powerful. Please connect with us. There are cards in the pew that you can use, or you can go to our website and fill out information if you want to be contacted, if you want to get a call from a prayer chaplain, whatever, or if you even have questions about unity, please give us a call. Go to our website and click on Connect, and we will definitely contact you. Please do that. Now is my favorite time of the service, and it's our peace song. So if you would please stand, and we will sing together.
Yes, there is peace on earth. I know it begins in me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. We got a creator, united are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, there is peace on earth, for this is the moment now. With every step I take, I make this joyous vow. I take each moment, live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth. I know it begins in me.
Thank you. Before the prayer of protection, please remember we have our potluck upstairs. As you go up to the left and up the stairs, there will be plenty of great food. Prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Have a blessed week.
Open my eyes, give me a sign. Let the arrow of a light enlighten my soul. Secrets of life, but do we really understand when the truth is revealed? Where do we go?